Hello, guys. This is the Perpetuate Party of Patriots, and today I've decided to do a bit of a interesting video. This is labeled as a discussion video, but I've kind of decided to do something interesting in the sense that the video you are about to watch is actually a segment from a previous video that I made back in 2020, and the segment this video is from is called Top 10 Cartoons or Shows That Other People Liked That I Don't Like. Well, I think it was something related to that, but, yeah, and the segment that I'm going to be cutting from that video is the segment where I talked about Dud, where I placed that in number 3. And, the way I'm going to do this one is there's this intro bit, then I'm going to play the clip itself. And then I'm going to try to give some more elaboration, because I feel like at least a decent amount of the stuff I said in that segment I still stand by. But, yeah, before we actually get to the video, I'd just like to say, there's some of that video that I do not think has aged well when it comes to, well, my thoughts on the actual shows. I had Teen Titans, the original, number 7, and now it's one of my favorite cartoons, but, yeah, although I think that's really the only show where my opinion on it has drastically changed. Maybe some of the other ones I used to kind of hate back then, but now I'm just more so in the don't care category for mainly shows like The Loud House and Pokemon, but yeah, some of the other ones on this list I really still don't like. But, yeah, enough chattering. Here is the clip. And at the number 3 spot, we have the show Doug. Oh boy, Doug. Oh, sweet, sweet Doug. This show is fucking boring as shit. But, yeah, this is another one of the shows on Nickelodeon that are seen as it's so fucking iconic, it's so revolutionary, it's so nostalgic, it's so amazing. But, honestly, I think of the shows that actually pretty much started out the whole Nick wave. I think including Rugrats and Ren and Stimpy. This one is honestly one that I just find insanely, again, boring to watch. Now, I guess with some of the other shows on the list that I've talked about, particularly in the top 5, there were at least maybe some characters that I enjoyed or at least found tolerable, maybe. But, this show, honestly, I'd say my main issue with the cast is, they're so fucking lifeless and boring. And, again, the show is, I guess, another, slice of life school show or whatever, but, yeah, I guess I remember when I was watching it at the time, I thought it was good, but, yeah, again, nowadays, this show honestly just deserves the number 3 spot because it's just insanely boring to watch. And again, there are pretty much no characters that I found really entertaining at all. I mainly just found the cast to be extremely boring. But, yeah, I do understand that a lot of people do like this show, but I honestly can't find myself enjoying it. Okay, now that you saw the clip that I, clipped from that video, now time to give some more, I guess you could say, either elaboration or more of an explanation on why I personally am not a fan of Doug. Now, I'm just going to be honest, and here's some more insight on how I view cartoons or what my interests are, but, I'm really not usually a fan of cartoons or shows that center around school. Now, to specify that, I'm not saying that if either one of or most of the main characters and just so happen to go to a school, that just means any show is just I won't be interested in checking it out or think it's good or think it has the potential to be good. That's not what I'm saying. By that, I mean by shows that hugely center around school, where, like, the whole show is based around. And, that is what Doug is largely based around. Basically, just Doug Funny and his friends and their school life. And, yeah, another reason why I'm not a fan of Doug is I honestly just do not like any of the characters. And yeah, personally, the reason why I don't like the characters is, in my opinion, they're either pretty annoying or they're just not very interesting as characters. Now, I just thought about some other people in this video, or to kind of give my takes on them. I think James Borland actually said that this is one of his favorite Nickelodeon cartoons because, and I'm going to be paraphrasing this a little bit, but I think he said, "Surprised for a simple show, I'm surprised at how much topics it covered." Which, I mean, if you do think cartoons having covering heavy topics, or I don't even know if he said heavy, but if you think that's a reason for liking a show, or if that's one of your qualifications, or things you look for to see if a show is good, then okay, feel free to do that if you want to. But personally, I don't really like hugely look for if a show does cover heavy topics or not. I'm just mainly looking for if the characters in the show are good and if the stories are actually interesting or good, or yeah, if the stories are good and at the very least decent writing, and those are the main shortcomings of Doug, in my opinion. It's just I do not like the characters. The stories are not usually not very interesting, and yeah, I just think the writing is, I guess I'd say, way too cheesy for my liking. But yeah, I know some people say that the reason why they like the show, or why it's one of the best Nickelodeon shows, is because it's one of the OGs, or yeah, one of the original Nicktoons, and they feel like they have to pay their respects. But in my opinion, I don't want to feel like that guy, but I don't really feel like that's a good reason to say a show is good. But yeah, anyways, see you guys in the next video.